the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 trailer is officially dropping tomorrow, with the official account been doing the countdown to the release of the trailer, and we are now 1 day away from the world getting the sequel's trailer. And again, I am going to be talking about going in depth on the trailer when it comes out tomorrow, when it does release tomorrow. Not Friday, February 5th, Monday, is when we will be getting the trailer. And again, I will be going in depth on the trailer when it comes out. But I want to talk about Blood and Honey, or the first one, and when it comes to talking about the deaths from the first movie, because we do know that in the sequel, there's going to be way better death scenes. 30 times the amount that there was in the first movie. So there's going to be, and of course with the bigger budgeting, they're able to do a lot more when it comes to making the death scenes more real, right? Making them be more real with the bigger budgeting. So I am going to be talking about my personal, I wouldn't say best to worst, type of list. I would say least brutal to brutal deaths that Pooh and Piglet managed to do in the first movie. And who knows what they're going to be doing in the sequel, right? It just makes you wonder what kind of plans they have for the sequel when getting revenge on Christopher Robin, and with Tigger and Owl joining the group as well. So yeah, this is going to be my ranking on, well, again, it's not necessarily ranking, I guess, per se. It just depends how you put it. But yeah, just to get ready for the trailer tomorrow, right? Since the sequel's trailer is releasing tomorrow. And again, I am going to be doing a very in-depth video going on the trailer when it does come out. So definitely make sure you subscribe. Before we start, make sure you subscribe, because when the trailer comes out tomorrow, yeah, y'all are gonna not want to miss it, because we are gonna be talking about the trailer for this sequel, right? For this sequel of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet's and Tigger and Owl's journey that they are gonna be taking on getting revenge on Christopher Robin. So, the first one is from the first movie, well, obviously the first movie, but from the opening of the movie, which I wouldn't say it's brutal. Yeah, I wouldn't put it on the brutal category, like very brutal, but that is Eeyore's death. Yeah, at the start of the movie, they start with eating Eeyore. Yeah, they start by eating Eeyore, because, well, they have to survive, right? Christopher Robin's already left them for college to become a doctor, so they couldn't defend for themselves and get food by themselves, so the only way that they would survive is by eating one of their own, and that is eating Eeyore. So yeah, I wouldn't say Eeyore's death is the most brutal, I can just say. Is the most brutal of the first movie, I could definitely say. The next one, which is Christopher Robin's wife. Yeah, Christopher Robin's wife. Which, I wouldn't say it's brutal either. Yeah, I mean, she is literally getting choked to death by a chain, by Piglet. Right, Piglet choking her to death. I wouldn't say that's the most brutalist either. Not as brutal as, again, not same up there with Eeyore, but again, I mean, it just shows you, some of these death scenes just make you look forward to seeing how they're going to look in the sequel. Because again, they're going to be able to make these kind of scenes way better in the sequel with the bigger budgeting that they're able to do this time around to make them look more better. But I wouldn't say Christopher Robin's wife's demise wasn't really that brutal, I would say. I mean, yeah, he just stands there. Christopher Robin doesn't even try to stop Piglet from killing his wife. He just stands there telling him to stop. So, yeah, props for Christopher Robin, I guess. Next is Tina's, one of the girls of the group of girls that went to the cabin and so happened to be in the 100-acre woods that got lost. And Piglet pretty much putting her in a wood chipper as well. Yeah. Which, yeah, there would be no way, I don't see no way how a human body would be able to go into a wood chipper. But after, of course, Poe slams her to be unconscious and, yeah, it just puts her into a wood chipper. I mean, that's actually probably the first one I could just say as on the brutal category. Again, the other two that I mentioned weren't as brutal, of course, but this one for sure, because, yeah, I know it's in real-world logic. Of course, this is just for physics, of course, right? But I doubt that an actual human body would be able to go into something insane like that. But you gotta give credit to Poe, right? You gotta give credit to Poe. The next one is one of the other girls from the cabin, which she's just trying to swim in the jacuzzi, in the hot tub, but just gets unconscious by Poe and Piglet, and get dragged and tied up, and Poe is driving a car while Piglet is keeping her pinned down while they run over her head. I mean, just the physics of her death scene, I could also put on the brutal, type category. Because I just can't imagine somebody running over your head. Especially Poe doing it. Who knew Poe could drive? Right? Who knew Poe could drive like that? But yeah, yet another one on that category. And then we have yet another one. Yeah, with the girls. Again, a lot of females being KO'd, getting dominated in this, though. But she was trying to swim away in the pool, but Piglet just decides to come in and use his mallet to slam her, to slap her straight into the face. Next we have this other girl that wasn't part of the group, but that got captured by Poe and Piglet. And she's wanting to get her revenge of what Piglet and Poe did. Which, yeah, she has a gun, and she tries to shoot Poe, but it only had one bullet. And, yeah, it's not able to shoot. And she gets cornered by Poe, and just pinned down while he pours honey in her mouth. And they literally cook her. I wouldn't say that's the brutalist either, I can just say. I mean, hey, that's just my opinion. But, I mean, there's way worse that Poe... There's way better that Poe could have done, to be honest. Next, now, I'm not counting Piglet. A lot of y'all are going to say, what about Piglet's death? Technically, he's not dead. Technically, Piglet is not dead. Because, again, if you look at one of the screenshots for the sequel, Piglet is alive. Right? Piglet is alive. He's not dead. Just unconscious. So, just to let you know, I am not counting Piglet, because he technically did not die. He's just unconscious. And, of course, the director also confirmed it, besides the screenshot on the sequel, right? Showing Piglet is still alive. So, just to let you know, not counting Piglet, since he's not dead. But I will count the girl that was hitting Piglet for her revenge, and Poe just coming in and pinning her into a pillar with a knife. Yeah, not the brutalist either, I can just say. Not the brutalist either. And then we have these guys, this group of hunters or something that comes, and I mean, they don't even know that I mean, these guys are believing that it's just some guy dressed in a costume that's just a stalk, or just messing with these girls, right? Like you would believe, but yeah, they soon realized that this is no other, like, this is not a person that's just trying to mess with them. This is literally Poe. And at first, slaps one guy's face off, literally. Poe just slaps one guy's face off. The other one chops the other guy's arm off. The other one gets his face slapped as well. And the other one gets attacked by bees. Which, yeah, since Poe can, of course, control the bees. But yeah, definitely not one of the brutalist either. Having their faces slapped off and having an arm getting chopped off as well. Not the brutalist, I can just say. And then we have one of the last survivors, which, yeah, I wouldn't say it's also that brutal either. Again, these are just all my opinions, though. And then we have the last scene of the movie, where Christopher Robin is begging for Poe to... just begging to Poe, saying that he knows that there's still some good in him. And he can stop. And he swears that he would stay if he doesn't harm the last girl, Martha. Like, he says that he will stay. He will stay with Poe forever. Just like Poe wanted. Right? And he says to Poe that he knows that he caused him so much pain. And that he's hurt so many people. And he says that he knows that there's still some good in him somewhere. And he would stay with him forever, just like Poe wanted. But Poe, of course, saying, "You left," and just slice the last female in the movie while stabbing her corpse as well, while Christopher Robin runs back into the forest. And so y'all are probably going to wonder, what would I believe to be the brutalist death scene in the first We Need a Poe? Now, besides the wood chipper and the running, or using the car to run through somebody's head, I would probably do the head part. I would probably say, if I had to choose personally. But like I said, this is only the first movie, and the trailer for the sequel is coming tomorrow. And with them having a bigger budget, and they're able to do a lot more than the first movie did. So it's very curious to see how the sequel is going to do with it. But yeah, I would like to know what y'all think. And again, like I said, make sure y'all subscribe. And make sure y'all are also following the official account as well. Because since the official account has been doing the countdown to this very day, which is tomorrow, of the trailer. Because, again, I will be breaking down the trailer and discussing what I think of it. Because I can already tell this movie is probably going to be better than the first one, just because of the budgeting. But yeah, I would like to know what y'all think. Catch y'all next time.